Welcome back to This Week in Sheffield. I'm Adam Husicka, and today we're going to cover stories ranging from music to traffic and much more. With Christmas approaching fast, this is the last episode of the year, so we've got a packed show to wrap things up in 2024. Here are today's headlines. University of Sheffield students took to the streets to protest the recent announcement of proposed budget cuts as the university faces a £50 million shortfall in finances this academic year. The Sheffield Council is hoping to clamp down on antisocial behaviour with additional powers for police officers. This comes under the new Public Spaces Protection Order in the city centre. The university's DJ Society, in collaboration with Hitchhiking Society, threw a rave at Sydney and Matilda to raise money for charity, with a huge turnout and a diverse range of music. Stay tuned for this and more on This Week in Sheffield. The University of Sheffield is facing a £50 million shortfall in profits this academic year, which has been attributed to lower numbers of students enrolling. This year, the university saw 2,200 fewer students than last year, and also lower numbers of international students. The university has announced, however, that there are no plans on department closures and staff redundancies to tackle this shortfall, but spending cuts have been proposed. Rahul Shah has the story.
Protests are in full swing at the University of Sheffield after the institution announced potential spending cuts. I am here at the Students' Union, where students are organising to protest spending cuts forecasted after the university lost £50 million in profits this year. The uni management scheme have introduced a voluntary severance scheme to cut staff spending, but specify that it is not a compulsory redundancy scheme. It is potential that the lack of international enrolment is due to the university falling out of the top Global 100 ranking of institutions and is the cause of these cuts. Students on impacted courses are gathered here to show solidarity.
As students, I think we need to stop treating education as something that's commodified and commercialised and maybe start seeing it more as a public service. And I think that if you agree with that as a student, you need to be doing something about it.
According to the university, the voluntary severance scheme has been launched to address this financial deficit alongside a range of non-staff cuts that were prioritised. Students are worried about research materials being cut and allege that the university has cash reserves that can provide a solution.
Point one is that the kind of sector is precarious because we international students are no longer coming. So it's a sector-wide issue. The other thing is that even within that precarity, the university management is to blame.
The Sheffield City Council is tackling antisocial behaviour in the centre. It has issued additional powers to police officers under a new Public Spaces Protection Order, or PSPO for short. The council heard from many consultants who shared their own accounts of antisocial behaviour in the centre since the hearing began back in January of this year. Seb Alston has more.
Yesterday, Sheffield City Centre agreed to clamp down on drinking in the city centre as they passed a PSPO, which gives the police more power. The decision to put the matter to public consultation was taken in January, and after hearing from over 1,200 individuals, the order was passed. The council said the vast majority of consultants actually witnessed antisocial behaviour within the time frame. But what is a PSPO? Well, a PSPO, or Public Spaces Protection Order, gives police additional powers to deal with a particular problem in a certain area. And in Sheffield, this will include drinking alcohol that may lead to antisocial behaviour, begging in a way which may cause harassment, loitering in a way which may cause harassment as well, but also urination in a public space. If you're found to be in breach of any of these, you may be warned or actually given a fixed £100 penalty fine.
There could soon be a number of houses popping up in an unlikely Sheffield location. That's because a Sheffield City Council plan is set to move forward in the near future. Ollie Mitchell was on the scene.
I'm in front of a plot of land right outside Sheffield Station that stood derelict for over 15 years. However, that could be set to change, with councillors set to be updated in February on plans to turn this into a neighbourhood of over 800 homes. This is part of a wider approach from the council to build 3 new neighbourhoods of 35,000 homes across the city.
I don't think that's a very good idea, just because with where it is, right up front of the train station, if you've been in the area and you've tried to park, I'll pick anybody up from this train station. It is awful just as it is.
It would, but I think so they just ruined that beauty of the train station because of their beauty. I mean, why not have a skate park there or a playground or anything? I mean, rather than a high rise. There were people living here, and I mean, where they're going to park their cars, where they're going to. Yeah.
So, the locals aren't convinced, but this plot of land could nevertheless soon be home to another recognisable city centre housing complex. Ollie Mitchell, Chef News.
A new Dutch-style roundabout has opened in Sheffield, linking Kelham Island to the centre in a new scheme to improve sustainable transport links in the city. This roundabout is only the second of its kind in the UK, with the first having opened in Cambridge 4 years ago. These Dutch-style roundabouts have a cycle lane that goes anti-clockwise, and drivers have to give way to cyclists and pedestrians as they exit the junction. Road safety charities have emphasised the need for more education for British motorists on how to use this new type of roundabout, but in the Netherlands they have recorded 46% less accidents. Now, the University of Sheffield's DJ Society has proved to be one of the most popular, as their mission to cultivate fresh talent has led to massive support from students and locals alike. To celebrate the end of the term, the Society partnered up with Bummit Hitchhiking Society, organising a rave called End of Sleigh, and they raised over £1,000 for charity. Arco Dutta reports from the scene.
Cheers, Adam. I'm here outside Sydney Matilda, where the event is in full swing and has all the ingredients to being a great night. Let's go in and have a look.
So tonight we're at Sydney Matilda's. It's a little bar near the city centre of Sheffield. We're running a DJ showcase tonight, so we've got a lot of DJs playing from DJ Society. Now, in DJ Society we do teach a lot of DJs from beginner, people who may never touched decks before, and we've got a lot of them playing tonight. Many of them are playing their first set. So I think it's a great way to kind of let them show their skills to the public. It's a great way for DJ Society to get together, have a good time. It's a great way to end the year. And yeah, we've got a wide variety of genres playing, a wide variety of DJs playing. I think it's great. It's a great opportunity for everyone to kind of get their DJing out in the open and showcase what they've been doing. Yeah, so this is a collaboration with Bummit, and we're actually donating all ticket sales to charity. This is something that we've been looking to do for quite a while. I think as DJ Society, it just makes us feel a little bit better when we can host an event that contributes to a great cause. And that's something we're trying to do more and more. And yeah, this event is one of them. So we're glad that we've sold a nice number of tickets. We're glad that we've donated a nice amount of money to charity. And yeah, all we can hope for is just to do more of this in the future.
So tonight we've had garage, speed garage, bit of dubstep, jungle, drum and bass. We've had some gabba hardcore, some techno, some donk, all the drum and bassy bits, mate. It's been good. They've got some hard trance on at the moment as well. We're missing out on right now by having this chat, but yeah, man, it's been a very diverse evening of music. So yeah, really good.
It's been a really successful night with amazing music, an almost fully sold out showing, and all the proceeds going towards charity. Make sure to follow DJ Society on Instagram to keep up to date with the upcoming gigs and getting involved. I've been Arco Dutta for This Week in Sheffield. Back to you, Adam.
Did you know that you can watch cat videos while also supporting a local cat shelter? Well, Showroom Cinema offered just that with a cat video fest. The event showcased a 75-minute-long compilation and film of the most notable cat videos, something which has seen major popularity in the US. Money from this event went towards the Sheffield Cat Shelter. Zain Durrani has the story.
Showroom Workstation, a hub for independent cinema here in Sheffield, now the host of something very, very different. This past weekend, Cat Video Fest took over the theatre, bringing a perfectly delightful experience to cinema goers. I spoke to the assistant programmer at Showroom to get a better idea of what's going on.
So Cat Video Fest is a 75-minute long film which is also a compilation of cat videos, new and classic ones that you may have seen on the internet. And yeah, it's on the big screen instead of on your phone. The Cat Video Fest in America has made like thousands and thousands of dollars for cat shelters in the US, and when they bring their tour to the UK, they have asked us all to partner with a local cat shelter, which we all happily did. So 10% of the proceeds will go to Sheffield Cat Shelter, and got to visit them before this, and it was a great day. So.
Showroom was chosen as the first cinema of many to host the festival here in the UK, with cinemas in Bristol and Clevedon being up next for the event. Since its inception in 2019, Cat Video Fest has raised over $250,000 for local cat charities and shelters in the US. Here in Sheffield, Cat Video Fest has been supporting the local Sheffield Cat Shelter.
Yeah, it makes a real big difference, to be honest. So the support that they give us with regards to donating 10% of their ticket sales, that will go a long way for helping the cats that have got medical needs and the cats that will help over the winter period. And then again, as you say, just getting out the message of rescues and animal welfare to try and gain more support from the public. That's another really, really great asset from them. And this is raising money for a really good cause as well, so we couldn't be happier with it. We're really hoping that it raises a lot of funds and a lot of awareness, and first time in the UK, and as far as I'm aware, we're the first shelter to be used as poster child for them.
For cat videos new and old, the festival is a possum little treat for any friends of the feline. Zain Durrani, Chef News.
The Sheffield Hatters, England's first ever women's basketball team, has not won a trophy in 5 years. But this is changing. With new professional players and a new home in the Cannon Medical Arena, the team now has a 100% win record in home games and the championship. Ollie Mitchell has the story.
Despite being the most successful side in British basketball history, the Hatters have now seen 5 years go by since their last trophy. However, a 100% win record at home in all competitions and a 100% win record in the championship puts Vanessa Ellis's side in an excellent position to break that streak.
To be honest, it's been actually incredible for us getting a new owner in Vaughan Millett and having the chance to bring in 10 professional players. It's been absolutely incredible, and the standard that we are now setting for British basketball hopefully will go on for generations.
A key factor for their recent success is right behind me here in the Olympic Legacy Park in the northwest of the city. Until just over a year ago, this historic club and pioneering force for the game in this country were playing out of a secondary school. However, they now have the brand new Cannon Medical Arena that they share with the Sheffield Sharks to make them a much more professional looking outfit.
Now we are seen as a professional organisation, whereas before we still had some players who were working day jobs, teachers that couldn't work out during the day. With Vanessa as coach and with Georgia leading the way, we really have a good chance to win almost everything.
With 3 more trophies to play for, this could certainly be the Hatters' year. Ollie Mitchell, Chef News.
Sports at the University of Sheffield have been in full swing during these cold months, but have the athletes been partaking in the viral winter arc trend to stay fit? And are sports like running and Pilates really worth all they're made out to be? Taja Booth finds out.
As the winter months are coming to an end, you may have seen a social media trend that's gone viral over all social media platforms called the winter arc. It started in October and it's encouraging people to start their fitness goals now so they're ready for January 1st. Is the winter arc really a beneficial way to help people stay fit and encourage them to reach their fitness goals? Or is it just a new toxic social media trend that will die out shortly?
My name is Maeve and I am the fitness secretary for POM Saving Cats. I think running's become more popular partially because of social media, and there's a lot of running influencers out there nowadays. And I also think people have got a bit fed up of being in a closed gym and prefer to be outside, especially in summer and autumn. Social media is great, however there's so many people who are like, oh, I do a 5k in 20 minutes, and it puts anyone off starting. When I started, my running times were really slow, and that put me off talking about it and going to running clubs with people. And I just think you just need to give it a go. And same with Pilates, like I think it can be quite daunting, but as soon as you've been to a few sessions, it makes it a lot easier and you build that community. So yeah, I think the idea that you can only start your fitness journey in winter because it's this working on yourself for summer is silly, because it's just it's not a process that should be only for one time of year. You should just start whenever you're comfortable and just go for it, kind of thing. And I think this whole idea of working for the summer or working for the perfect body for the summer just enforces quite a toxic kind of attitude around the gym.
We're both dev coaches and health and safety officers, so we run weekly sessions of like different sports activities. We're doing parties this week. I just think it really does help with mental health. Like when you're stressed with uni or anything, just coming here, it's a complete break from what you were doing at uni. It's so different, and then you also just make so many friends, and you keep fit, and it's nice. It's been the best thing that I've done. So I just think that it's helps with overall fitness. So helps with stability, flexibility, strength, and again, it has just become a little bit of a media trend at the moment.
I think a lot of people are doing like online YouTube workouts, and especially like we were talking about over lockdown, people keeping fit. I think people have like carried that on for the rest of for the last few years, so definitely good.
Whether you took part in the viral winter art trend or you're waiting till January 1st to kickstart your fitness journey, the key to success is to make it enjoyable.
And now I'm joined by Arco with the top stories in sport.
The UK's most popular student boxing event, Student Fight Night, returned to Sheffield for the 4th time this weekend. The competition was held at Forge Warehouse, and most of the boxers were stepping up to the ring for the first time, equipped with only 8 weeks of rigorous training. But the standards of the fights were extremely high, as fans were treated to 16 nail-biting bouts, with knockouts, stoppages and split decisions on the menu. The university's cheer team, the Pom Sabercats, got the crowd excited as they opened the event with a brilliant routine, and did the same during the interval, keeping the energy through the roof. All boxers raised money for the Oddballs Foundation, a charity raising awareness for testicular cancer. And Madeline Dale, one of the boxers on the night, raised more than £1,000 for her fight. Now, coming straight out of Sheffield, the GB women's ice hockey team competed in the Olympics qualifying rounds in a 4-team group, joined by Spain, the Netherlands and Latvia. Steel City natives were left absolutely entertained after an action-packed weekend at the rink. The team began their quest for progression into qualifying against Latvia and were able to squeeze past them as strikes from Jodie Smith, Katie Henry and Catherine Gale cancelled out Latvia's 2 goals. They took on Spain next and clinched an easy 3-0 win against them, as Henry's stand-up performance consisting of 2 goals helped carry on their momentum. However, the women were not so lucky against the Netherlands, as in overtime an unfortunate rebound after an initial save from keeper Ella Howard allowed the Dutch squad to ultimately become the victors of this qualifying round, and they moved on to the next stage of qualifying, which is to be held in February. However, Christmas came early for Blazing Owls fans as the teams easily cruised past their oppositions this weekend. Sheffield United took on Wayne Rooney's Plymouth at home, and a brilliant volley from Gustavo Hamer was the first breakthrough, as Kiefer Moore converted from the spot at the dying minutes of the game. The victory means United sit on top of the table with a 3-point gap from second place Leeds. 9th place Wednesday took on Oxford United at Kassam Stadium, but off to a bad start as they went 1-0 down in the 17th minute. However, Josh Winders evened the scoring 10 minutes later as the team dominated the rest of the game, and strikes from Lowe and Gassama were the cherries on top. The win was another testament to the Owls' amazing form as they picked up their 10th away win of the calendar year. For more information, follow Forge Sport on Instagram and keep up to date with the latest in uni sports.
On Wednesday, temperatures will peak at 13 degrees, but it will cool down in the evening at a low of 3. It will get colder during the middle of the week and we'll be seeing highs of 5 degrees. Then temperatures will rise again at the weekend and the start of next week, seeing highs of 13 degrees again. In terms of the weather, Wednesday will see heavy rain, but winds will stay relatively slow at 8 miles an hour from the west. The sun will appear later in the week, but not without a bit of rain alongside it. The weekend will see sun, clouds and some showers. The weekend will also see fast winds of up to 25 miles an hour from the west. And we start next week with some dark clouds and winds will ease up slightly to 10 miles an hour. Whilst the weather isn't so cheery, don't let it stop you from having an amazing journey home for Christmas.
And that brings us to the end of this week's episode and the final episode of the year of This Week in Sheffield. From music to traffic and everything in between, we hope you've enjoyed what we've shared with you today. I want to take a moment to say a huge thank you to all of you who have supported the programme so far. Your engagement and feedback mean the world to us, and I'm so excited for what's to come next year. We'll be back in February with even more stories that matter to Sheffield and its students. Until then, have a wonderful holiday season, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from us all at This Week in Sheffield. I'm Husicka and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now.